Hey, so family, welcome back to my channel. We talk about all things to heal, grow, and evolve. And I want to give y'all an update about my emotional journey of choosing peace over my career. About 3 months ago, I quit my job as a nurse on a neurosurgery unit. And I wanted to give y'all an update on how that's going for me, what is my experiences, what is my plan from now on, and just overall the energy of my plans, the energy of my faith, keep my faith intact in this journey. And I wanted to share that with you and what I've been experiencing so far. So if you're ready for that, just keep watching. Of course, there's been some challenges that's come up in my life about quitting my job cold turkey because I didn't really have a plan. Like, I didn't really have a backup plan. I didn't really have a idea of what I wanted to do next in my life besides building my platform, building my YouTube community, surrounding myself with people who support me, who believe in the same ideas that I have, who are here to grow and ascend as spiritual beings. I knew that overall, that was the general idea, but I wasn't really sure in details or in specifics or how I'll get there. What is the next plan for me? And so the reason I left, if you haven't watched the video, I can give a general breakdown of the reason that I left that job in the first place. I got a calling. Something in my body was telling me to leave and to quit my job. And it was a sign that I could not ignore. Like, I physically felt my body breaking down. I was miserable. I dreaded going to work. I was not happy. I was not in alignment with peace and healing. And those are my core values. And since I was in an environment that didn't support those values of peace, of healing, it didn't make sense to me to be in a situation, being in a space that didn't align with me. And so that was my sign. That was my calling to just quit and just leave, because I was in an environment that did not support me, did not align with me. And talking with my coworkers, they didn't align with the same values I had. A lot of them were very toxic. They were spreading drama, spreading rumors about me. They were not very supportive or helpful. So all of this together was just causing a lot of misery in my life and a lot of suffering too. So I chose to leave. I chose to take myself out of that situation. And here I am today, 3 months later. I'm still alive. The world has not ended. There is no doomsday. And I felt like with me, I had a lot of fears. I had a lot of anxieties at first because I was listening to other people. I was listening to family. I was listening to coworkers about, okay, if you quit this job, how are you going to pay your bills? How are you going to do this? What if this happens? What if you get kicked out? What if an emergency happens? All of these things were fears, fear mongering that was being planted into my head. And for a while, I really did listen to their advice. I know it came from a good heart. I know they were looking out for me. I know they wanted me to be responsible, my finances, but I had a vision. I had a plan. I had a calling to leave. That is something from spirit, something within me told me to leave. And ignoring that and having fear of my future, fear of the next step for me, was only going to cause delay in my life. So for a while, I would say for about the first, honestly, 2 months of me quitting my job, it was just a lot of fear, a lot of doubts, a lot of pondering about what I'm going to do in my life. How am I going to support myself? What is my passion? What is my mission? I have these things. I want to build my platform, but YouTube's not really bringing in the money. I'm not being monetized at this current moment in my life. So what do I do now? And even me applying for different jobs, I was thinking of getting a part-time job. I've applied to places. It's just been followed by rejection letters. Unfortunately, we decided to move on with other candidates, so forth. And with that rejection, with that fear, those advice from family, it came with me constantly questioning myself, questioning my abilities, questioning my worth, questioning what I'm supposed to do if I made the right decision. And to this day, I don't regret it, because either way, if I would have stayed in that job would have destroyed me. So it's something I do not regret, because it is a sign from spirit for me to leave, and I follow my intuition, I follow my calling. The only thing is just not allowing myself to be swayed by fear and doubt. So much in my life where it really took over my mind and really took over my decision-making skills, decision-making abilities, and really took over my emotions, and that really lowered my vibration. And I was not in a space of manifesting because I was so fearful, I was so doubtful of the future and what I'm able to create within my own life. And of course, there was not going to be any results because I was not in alignment with the frequency of that abundance, of that peace, of that community and love that I desired so much, because I was sitting in the place of fear and doubt. They're the complete two opposites. So I had to do a lot of self-reflection, a lot of self work, a lot of shadow work, a lot of healing work that I had to do within myself to figure out these core emotions I had within myself, these fears, these doubts. Yes, I've listened to my family, but where do these really truly come from? I had to do a lot of digging in within my childhood, within my memories, within things in my past, and I had to do a lot of healing within myself to truly release myself from those thoughts, release myself from those limiting beliefs, limiting mindsets, and also not being so desperate into like, I'm just gonna go with whatever job accepts me, because thinking that I'm just being in that desperate energy and just picking whatever job calls you back, I feel like I'm just gonna go right back into the square one, right back into that job that I left. I left that job for a reason, and putting myself in that situation again is not going to help me. It's not going to get me where I need to go. That's not going to help me be in my higher timeline. And also, me just accepting any job out of desperation just shows, it really goes to show like, how do I really value myself as a person if I'm just desperate to just choose any job that calls me back and accept me because of being in a desperate energy, desperate mindset. I kind of talked about this earlier, but also having fears of family disapproval. I cannot tell you how many times my family has called me saying, what are you doing? What is your plan now? Why are you doing this? I'm relaxing too much. I'm enjoying my vacation too much. And I mean, I understand where they're coming from. They want me to be responsible. They want me to have stability in my life, but they don't see the vision that I see. They don't see the plan that spirit, the universe has for me. And so they wouldn't understand it. So I can't be taking their advice on something they don't understand themselves. And it really comes down to taking their advice. Their advice comes from poverty mindset. Their advice comes from being in survival mode. Their advice comes from scarcity, comes from not having enough in your life. So me following their advice, I feel like I will just put myself into that poverty mindset. I'll put myself in that scarcity mindset, limiting belief mindset. If I follow the advice my family is saying that I'm relaxing too much, I'm enjoying my vacation. I don't see it as a vacation. I see it as me taking a break from a toxic environment. And so these advices comes from their own experiences, because they only know what they know. They can only give you advice on things they experience themselves. So if they experience poverty, if they experience scarcity, that's all they can give you advice on. So I can't really 100% take everything they say and just go with that. I really have to take what they say with a grain of salt. And so I really thought to myself, okay, so what do I do to get into this higher timeline? How do I get myself into this destination, into this journey, into this life that I am desiring? So one thing I've been getting assigned is to network. I've been networking, I've been talking to people, I've been going to events, trying to get to know people, collaborate with other people. How is that going so far? It's been interesting, especially with the people I've connected with. A lot of them have ghosted me. Like, I've been ghosted by a lot of people who I'm trying to connect with, collaborate with. They give me their contact information, and then I text them, I send them a message, I call them, nothing, ghost. They disappear from my existence. It's like they never even existed. And that was very frustrating, because I came across this person who was looking for someone to hire as a nurse, and it was a position that was not bedside. It comes with traveling, and these are things that I'm very interested in. And so I thought, okay, great, this is a great opportunity. This is a sign from Spirit. Spirit has given me this job. I'm so excited. I'm so grateful. I was on it. Sent him a message, texted him, contacted him, nothing. No response, no message back. Called him, no answer, nothing. I called him, I texted him again, no response. I waited a few days, sent another text, no response again. So it was just like crickets. I didn't hear nothing. It was like a ghost town in the DMs. Like, there was no response. It was very one-sided. And I was questioning myself. I'm like, why is this happening? I thought this was a sign from Spirit, and he's not responding to my messages. What is the issue? And it came to a point I was like, what am I doing wrong? Like, why am I not receiving any messages back? Why am I not receiving any calls, any texts back from these people I'm trying to connect with? Why am I constantly being ghosted by these people? And that also put me into a state of being desperate, a state of doubt, a state of fear, a state of not being able to receive what I desire because of this. And in the end, it made me just realize that if you're just gonna not respond to my message, I don't want to work with you in the first place, because that's very unprofessional. And I don't want to work with people who don't have communication skills. Even if you do offer this position to someone else, I don't think it's right. And I don't want to be in a company or working with someone who just ghosts you and not give you any information, any updates or whatnot. So in the end, that made me learn that that's not a person or a group of people that I need to be working with anyway, and it probably did not align with my goals. So I feel like that's something that was taken out of my situation, taken out of my life, because it was not truly in alignment with what I was looking for. Also, when it comes to networking, trying to get another job position, especially as a nurse, if you're trying to do something that's outside bedside, or even just trying to work in a hospital, I feel like nowadays in 2024, the job market for nursing is atrocious, because the amount of work you have to do just to find a reliable source of a job, like, you really have to network with people. You have to network. You have to know people who know somebody, who knows somebody, who knows somebody, who knows somebody, to get you into that position. Because if you aren't networking, if you don't have a lot of nursing experiences, the chances are very, very slim. And that's very discouraging for people who are looking to branch off into different fields. So networking is very important, but also knowing who you're networking with, what are their values, what do they stand for, and do you align with these people? So networking, knowing who you're networking with, and also not being so desperate to just connect with anybody and everybody, because that can get you into a situation you don't want to be in as well. I also think it's kind of ridiculous how, especially with nursing, they require you to have all these years of experiences for an entry position just to give you the bare minimum pay that they're giving everybody else. Especially if you have years of experience, they still expect you to have either 7 years of experience for an entry position. And not only that, but they're not paying you your worth. I think that is ridiculous. And just being in that type of healthcare system, that's something I don't agree with. That's something that it shouldn't be this difficult for us to get a job as a nurse. That is not always, it doesn't always have to be a bedside. It's good to get that experience, but once you get that experience, trying to go elsewhere outside of bedside nursing, you really have to network. You have to know people. You have to you need to get a referral for you to increase your chances of even being looked at. Not even just an interview, just being looked at from the recruitment team, from the manager. You have to have all these prerequisites before even just going into a phone screening, not even to talk of like an interview. And that's very frustrating. I think it's quite ridiculous in my opinion. So all that to say, I feel like all this in combination is the reason why I got a calling to leave. I got a calling to quit my job and just focus on myself, being my creative mode, being on my mode of content creation, being on my mode of gaining knowledge and spreading that knowledge to you guys here and to people online who are ready to receive this information, people who are ready to heal, people who are ready to grow and evolve, people who are ready to really dig deep into their traumas or triggers, really dig deep into themselves to build their self-awareness, to really build their foundation on spirituality, build their foundation on their faith and their core values, and how this can help them become a better version of themselves. And that's what I discuss on this channel, and that is my intention, to heal, grow, and evolve. And so that is my goal on this channel, to create that platform for people, build my soul family, build my community of people who are here to support one another and to grow as spiritual beings. Honestly, like, I'm not entirely sure like what is the next step, how my life is gonna end up in the near future, but I just came to realize that that's not really my job to do so. Like, I'm a spiritual being. I have a council of spiritual beings by my side. I set an intention for me to have financial security, stability, community, inner peace. I set my intention. I have the faith that will come to pass, and so it will come to pass. As long as I keep my faith, as long as I open the communication system, as long as I do my own part, I feel like everything is going to work out for me in my favor. Everything's going to work out for me, period. And I feel like people who are in the same position, the same situation as me, I feel like if you believe things are going to work out for you, it will work out for you. If you have faith, build up your faith, understand what you're looking for, plan out your goals, plan out your desires. What do you want out of your career? What do you want out of your life? Where do you see yourself doing? What brings you joy? What brings you peace? What are your passions? Really planning and diving deep and discovering these values, discovering these things about yourself, and knowing yourself will help you really it will really help you categorize the things that you're looking for and really plan out your life and go from there. As long as you have a plan, you have an idea, and you understand that because I have these intentions, I list out what I wanted, I have these intentions, I set it out to the universe, it must come back to me, period. And that is something that I am going to stand 10 toes down on. That is something I'm going to believe in. I'm going to put my foot down on that, because I'm tired of faltering in my mindset. I'm tired of saying I'm a spiritual being, but then not having faith that things are not going to come to pass in my life, because that just contradicts each other. And having that faith within myself means that I have faith within the universe, and things will come to me. Simple as that. And not having only having the expectations that things are coming, not having the expectation that it needs to come at this time, with this person, at this specific moment, like that's Spirit's job. We've already done our half. Now it's time for the other half to be taken over by our spirit team, our angels, the universe, so on and so forth. So if you're in that situation, believe in yourself, believe in your spirit team, believe in your higher self, believe in your guides, that things are working out for you, and build that communication system for you to be guided and led on what you need to do, where you need to go, and what opportunities are waiting for you. Because there are opportunities waiting for you at all steps, all walks of life, all doors, all paths. But sometimes we just don't see it because we're so in our minds about what we're currently seeing right in front of us. It doesn't align with the things that we want in our life. So we miss the step, we miss the doors, we miss the opportunities sometimes because we just don't see it, we don't understand what it means. So building up that faith, building up that spiritual communication system, and building up belief in yourself that you're able to make things happen, you're able to change things in your life, period. Because you have the power to do so, because you're able to do so, because you have that thought, you have that idea, you have that passion within yourself, you're able to do it. That's all there is to it. So that is my update for choosing peace over my career. I hope this really helped somebody. I hope this inspired somebody. I hope this resonated with someone out there in the world who was in the same situation as I was in. And I really hope this resonated with you. I hope this helped someone out there. If there's any other messages, if there's any other things you want me to discuss about this topic, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you thought of this video. And until next time, y'all, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.